She, for a lot of her life, particularly the teenage, that's when it usually starts to manifest when you're a teenager. They can't necessarily put a label on what they think it is. I lost my amazing daughter, Alyssa, at 21 to suicide. And your life is never the same after that. You're always different. And my choice was to decide how to be different, how to live differently. And I chose to do that by talking about her life, her battle with mental health problems. This film is important because the conversation about suicide needs to be had. People don't talk about it, they don't know how to talk about it, they don't know how to address it. And in order to prevent it, you must talk about it. It's okay to talk about my daughter. It's okay to talk about suicide. People don't know how to address it, but that's why it's happening. If you expose it, you have a better chance of dealing with it. Because people don't commit suicide. That's another thing we don't say. Oh, she committed suicide. You commit a crime. Suicide is an unfortunate thing that happened. Two promises. I told her that I'm gonna live all the life that she didn't live, and I'm gonna get back. For her one soul, I'm taking 10 to 15 to 20 for her one. Every youth I can reach, every person I can reach that'll make a difference and stop them from making this choice, that's my goal.
I've actually been on a bridge myself. I've actually walked myself to a bridge telling myself the entire time, nobody loves you, nobody will love you, this is your life, it will always be this way. Sometimes some people think everyone else has it all together, or everyone else is happier than they are, or everyone else has, or is more content than they are. And all those things are just lies. I've had paralyzing episodes of depression at different seasons of my life where I won't answer the phone, or I won't get out of bed, or I won't eat, or whatever, You feel trapped, you feel stuck, but you always feel like you keep returning to the same bridge, if you will, right? That moment that I stood on the bridge and nearly jumped off, I'm still having that experience right now. I have that experience every single day. Equanimity is not about me not feeling those feelings anymore. I'm having the exact same experience that I did right then. I'm just responding to it differently. This film is important because there's not a lot of discussion, I feel, about mental illness. People have this definition, they only think in extremes, but mental illness really is anything that keeps you from engaging reality as it is. Overeating is a mental illness. Depression is a mental illness. Sometimes we feel like we're suffering in some way that's unique to us, and no one else understands that, and no one else could possibly understand that. You're not suffering that uniquely. Your suffering is a part of the suffering of the rest of the world. Life is just difficult, but it's also beautiful. And so you can choose whether you're going to focus on how difficult it is, or you can focus on how beautiful it is, because if you Google Napoleon crossing the Alps, you'll find 5 versions that were painted during the Romantic period. And in this picture, Napoleon is on this huge white horse that's rearing back, and there's all of this color and motion. I mean, you can look at the painting, and only a master painter can do that, where it looks like there's a whirlwind, like just surrounding Napoleon and his horse. And his cape is like flowing around him like this circle of fire, and he's looking at you. Like everything else in the picture is in motion, except for Napoleon looking at you like, I'm a boss, And then 50 years later, there's the realist portrait of Napoleon. There's no white horse rearing back into the wind. There is no wind. There is no circle of fire. It's just Napoleon, 2 guys, wet, cold, trudging up the side of an icy mountain. Life is all about the way that you look at it. I'm Andre Henry, and I approve this message.
I've committed suicide many times in my life. I committed suicide when I went to Kenya, when I went to London. I committed suicide when I became a Christian. I committed suicide when I quit my job a little while ago to make this film. My life is kind of a series of suicides. When I get to my lowest point is actually the point where I realize that actually I should do something else, and that's why I'm making this film.